think we saw a lot of mainstream uptake, a lot more innovative stuff happening around AR and VR, so augmented reality and virtual reality, and I think that 2017 will certainly be a year where we see more adoption of that, not just within the gaming arena, I mean it's big in the gaming arena anyway, but even more so in that arena, but also into the from consumer brands and how they're adopting things with mobile now and actually leveraging that in campaigns. But I also think we're going to see more of it within the enterprise as well, because I think that it's a key opportunity there to be leveraged, and I think we'll see more and more businesses across both consumer and enterprise adopting AR and VR, so that's definitely going to be a biggie.
Yeah, definitely. I really believe that Pokemon Go has had a massive impact on the enterprise, because what it's done, even though maybe the uptake's dropped somewhat now, is that it's made AR and VR mainstream. Up to that point it was gimmicky. People saw it but never really used it, and they couldn't quite visualise it. Now everybody can visualise it. And what that means is, as we look into the enterprise world, is we're speaking to people all the time who've got great ideas about how that can be leveraged to increase efficiency within the businesses, or reduce risk, or even reduce mistakes. And it's just so effective. It's really good.
I think it gives people that they're able to visualise how that innovation can adapt and change. So AR and VR is definitely going to be a big one.
I think the big one actually is the move away from TV.
Right.
Now that's a bit of an obscure one really, but more and more, especially younger generations, are no longer looking to buy TVs. They're using TVs as a screen, not to watch TV live, but using mobile devices to stream content, or even using devices such as Apple TV or Chromecast to stream things on demand. It's a massive change in consumer habits, but massively important because it's the younger generations, and even it's being pushed up now, even to the Gen Xers. Typically it was the Gen Zs, but Gen Xers are catching on as well.
Another one for me is mobile commerce. I mean, mobile commerce isn't new, it's been around a while. 2016 was a big year in the US alone, over $500 billion in mobile transactions. 500 billion, not half, over 500 billion in mobile transactions. As we move into 2017, I think with mobile payments in the US and Europe, I think that's going to be huge. I think there's a lot more, again, not just consumer brands and consumer organisations in the typical business to consumer market, but actually in the B2B space. I think there's going to be a lot of adoption there. I think mobile payments is going to be a big one. So keep an eye on. That's another one for me.
Yeah, massively. People talk about it all the time now. I mean, traditionally, mobiles were used to browse.
Yeah.
Now they're being used to purchase. Apple Pay's really changed that habit in the consumer world, and it is now taking effect.
Well, consumer behaviour is definitely been something that we've watched over the period as well since our inception, really. But in terms of how mobiles impacted consumer behaviour, last year was a big shift as we saw how much the mobile played a part in the overall transaction. Interestingly, again, not just the US but in the UK as well. I mean, there's a report this morning that's announced that the high street shopping rates for December in the UK were down versus last year. However, online we're up 19%, driven by mobile. And it's interesting how consumer behaviour is now typically, everything is just positioned on that sort of mobile first screen experience, and I think that that's a big one for 2017 and beyond. Will definitely be mobile payments and how much more transactions are going through there.
Definitely. AI is going to be massive in 2017. We've seen the initial inception being pushed by Facebook with their messenger bots. Not massively being uptaken at the moment, no massive waves being made. But as that's pushed forward, we've seen Amazon introduce Echo, big push before Christmas. Apple obviously already had Siri, and we've got Microsoft and Google also following up. But it's just getting so much traction. It's becoming much more mainstream to talk
about. It is.
I
think, and people are becoming used to it. And I think it was almost like a stigma or an embarrassment of hey Siri, I better not say it too loud, I might go off. But that's kind of going now. And they're becoming more of an assistant, and I can see that happening as well in 2017.
And the API's opened up.
Yes, That was a big thing in 2016. Actually, was the API being opened up.
Yeah.
I think as we move into 2017, more will be done with that. As we sort of see not just the consumer adoption, but again how we see the enterprises leveraging this sort of technology, which for me neatly leads me on to kind of what's going to happen more and more in the sort of business to business space in 2017. We're seeing now, and have done over the last 12 to 18 months specifically, businesses understanding that strategically mobile fits within their organisation, but where it fits, what they should be doing. They've rolled out apps, they've got loads of apps, they've got to consolidate this, they've got to have a better roadmap, a better strategy, a better life cycle model for understanding what they do with mobile apps, mobile web. All of this stuff that we're predicting, AR, I mean, we've not touched really on IoT yet, but we will do, the AI stuff, a lot of it will all come down to actually businesses wanting proper consultation and actually having a very consultative approach to this. And there's more and more of what we're doing now is around strategically helping business position where mobile fits, how they're leveraging and innovating on these technologies. I mean, the banking sector is one that's really transforming and starting to move now. I know it's HSBC have just launched their voice recognition service for security. There's lots and lots of stuff happening, but all of this stems from good strategic adoption of mobile and true consultative approaches to where it fits, which that's a big prediction for me that I can guarantee now. Of all the predictions that'll be out there and everything else, nobody will be talking about actually how businesses are adopting this sort of stuff. There'll be lots of predictions about what it is businesses are going to be looking at, but actually how they're adopting it, for me, the big one is actually taking a proper consultative approach to this.
But that's it. Mobile as a market was always seen as a sub-factor of digital. But now mobile's so big, there's so many different facets that in itself is its own market.
Yes.
And that's where the confusion's coming in with businesses, because some businesses now have chief digital officers, which is great to see. But chief mobile officers, that's going to be the big thing now, because it's bigger than digital, or it's going to be bigger than digital, and it's the integrations that are required are just so much more complex. It requires someone to think about it.
One of the things we haven't touched on, but I think the final one is IoT. I mean, it's been around for a long time, IoT.
Yeah.
I mean, I look back at the old. There was a. In fact, we used to do it in one of our mobile workshops and use it as a demonstration. It was the British Gas video from like 2013 or something like that. So this was like 3 years ago, sort of demonstrating how IoT was going to be adopted in the home. But I think the Internet of Things now, not just for the consumer arena, again enterprise as well, but I think IoT is going to become, it's had a big drive in 2016, but I think even more so we're going to see it adopted in the homes a lot more through security, measurement of electricity, Internet of Things with our vehicles and our cars, and the whole kind of ecosystem that exists. I think that's going to be a big one too. Massively.
I think lives are going to change. That's the short answer, really. Lives are going to change, because I mean, I get frustrated now when I can't do something on my mobile. I had to get out of bed last night to turn the heating off because we'd forgotten to turn it off, and I was so frustrated that I had to get out of bed. But that's the world that we're now moving into.
Yeah.
And that's it for me. That's it in a sentence.
Yeah.